Your fate just went from bad to worse. You facing Orc, who speaks in verse.
Oh no.
Slice and dice!
In the first part of the game you don't have the dominate ability, so the only thing you can do is fight the other captains.
Now it's time to kill a Targ, to snuff his flame, stamp out his spark.
Some of the captains are a bit stronger, so they don't always go down when you try and do the first killing blow, so sometimes you may have to try and kill them 2 or 3 times for it to actually work. And sometimes it depends what method you're trying to use as well. So if you try and use an execution ability, that usually does it, but you can kill him in quite a few different ways. And he's been purified this time.
All that armor makes my task more difficult.
They try to prolong the combat and exhaust us. The fools.
Ah, the lovely smell of manfare. Nothing is sweeter. Together we will crush their defenses and grind them to dust. Together, as captains and war chief united, we will have victory. Together, we take the city at dawn. Set them ablaze! For Gondor!
Now is the time to strike.
Interestingly, when there's a big battle going on, it's not just you that can kill the enemies. Enemies can get killed for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes they can actually kill themselves if they do the wrong thing at the wrong time. When you have a few captains going around, there's easily a chance that one of them can accidentally kill the other one. So sometimes you have to be careful. If you're trying to save a particular captain, you have to be careful. And here I'm using the Elven Wrath ability, so that basically turns you into a killing machine once you've charged up enough of your Wrath meter. It takes like a little while to use, but it's pretty useful actually if there's like a crowd of enemies. But that's one of the new things in this game. So when a captain is dazed, they can't really do any major attacks or anything, so it's a good time to be able to try and grab them, or in this case do like some other kind of like special attack. So when they're grabbed, then you can just press the X button and stab them, and that's probably the best way to kill them if they're weak. And then I guess sometimes they could come back from that, but usually that's a pretty good way of taking those guys out.
News from the traitor in Minas Tirith.
How many times have I told you all? Never speak of the traitor openly. Let this miserable dead glob be an example to the rest of you. The next maggot to even whisper the word traitor around me will get worse! Did you hear?
Right, let's go and take this guy on. Guys with the big shield can be tricky sometimes. You can't always stun them with the basic B attack at first. You may have to try and jump over them or possibly do other things. Some of them, if they're vulnerable to arrows, you'll be able to attack them that way. Otherwise it's going to be a bit tricky to deal damage at first. Obviously fire and poison are useful as well if they're vulnerable to those. And then later on when you've got the freeze ability, that's good because then you can use that, and then you could use the repeated X attacks to try and deal a fair amount of damage and also build up your hit meter, because you'll want to use those executions. Yeah, this is a weird part of the game. I got stuck behind an invisible wall. Presumably this is to stop people trying to get into the door, but here I was actually stuck for quite a while, and it was quite dangerous because I couldn't really escape. So yeah, this really didn't go well for me. I was hoping that I'd be able to break out when this guy tried to do their last chance on me, and it did actually work, so I was able to get away in this case. So skip forward a little bit and I'm almost finished with this guy, and should hopefully be able to get rid of that guy. And I do the interrogation. I could have just interrogated him straight from the grab, but decided to throw him first and then interrogate him, so it's just to gain some intel.
Disruptions have not gone unnoticed, Ranger. You test my patience. Soon, I will test you.
Knew I'd find it here. Bleed for me!
So this is one of the hunting missions where the rooks are actually trying to kill some caragors and grags. There's also other types of missions. There's feasts where an orc is trying to celebrate someone's death. There's also other things like supply roads.
You slow and savor every twitch. Right, you lot! Shut up and have him!
One nice change they made in this game is if there's about, say, 2 or 4 captains in one place, they usually all try and speak at one time, one after another, so it's not like the first game where you kind of stop, hit a captain, they speak, stop, hit a captain, they speak, and kind of go on with that. It turns out a bit faster, and I think it fits a bit more with the actual theme of the game. It's not quite as scripted and stale. So yeah, that does keep it interesting. There's another one that's been purified. And that counts as that mission complete. If they actually do accomplish their mission, they'll get a bit stronger and time will advance, so that'll actually change what happened with some of the other missions as well. Right, let's go and grab this, and then let's deal with this captain. You notice the caragors actually aren't on his side, so they're trying to kill him as well. That makes my job slightly easier as long as they don't turn on me. It would be annoying. And he's dead as well. Purified. Not sure if they can come back from that. I think they probably can.
Your struggles mean nothing. Soon the great serpent will arrive and swallow the world. But first, the realm must be cleansed of man filth. Only then will it be fit for her jaws. Die, die, and make way for the great devouring!
Yeah, so this guy was a bit annoying to face because he's actually got poison weapons, and that drains your health quite a bit, and it also means you can't do certain things, which is a bit annoying. So you've got to try and avoid those kind of things. I think in this case I just ran away from the battle and then I ended up killing him later, but there's no real point in showing me that because there's not really that much else that happens.
Finally we meet. You are every bit as I imagined.
There's guys called treasure orcs that will actually drop coins for you to pick up, so they're actually quite useful in order to gain coins and upgrade stuff. And this was interesting. I was saved by a mysterious orc. He is called Forthog, and you're probably going to encounter him every now and again.
So, Ranger, but we're fighting for life. Die!
He's part of some DLC that actually got released for free, which is quite nice. So here I'm using the Elven Wrath again. So what you do is you press X and try and chain it to as many orcs as you can. It should take out quite a few of them usually. But yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to. This is new as well. You can actually get caught in traps as well. And in this case it's a bear trap, and that actually stopped me moving. And that's probably what led to me dying in this horrific way. And one of the random orcs gets a new title.
I killed you, Tark. Suppose it makes me a Tark killer. No. Tark Slayer! I quite like the sound of that. Tark Slayer! From now on, I will be known as the Tark Slayer!
Yeah, so what happens is if you get killed, then that orc will either go up in the hierarchy, or in this case, he'll actually be added to the hierarchy. And if there's no space for him, then he will try and make space. So yeah, this is an easy way to get some little nemesis guys. And with those nemesis guys, you can actually do the vendetta missions. So if you avenge your own death, then you get some cool loot. So yeah, it's worth doing that if you can. And also any orcs that were around will get stronger. So you have to be careful if there's a whole group of orcs trying to kill you. And now to finish the video, let me present to you Ishmuse's word of the day.
Insignificant.
Hope you enjoyed the episode. See you next time.